Good afternoon, my fellow countrymen. My name is Henry Richards. I'm 61-year-old Vietnam vet with 6 children and 13 grandchildren. I have a plan for the people of America to help our financial situation out. 51 years ago, John Kennedy quoted, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." The time has come for Americans to act. Our great nation is in financial trouble. These financial troubles have occurred over years, caused by do-nothing politicians. Our nation's debt can and should be cut short. I have a plan and an idea to secure our children and grandchildren's financial future. In this great nation, there are many churches, school districts, service organizations like the American Legion, VFW, the Rotaries. There's many universities, and there's plenty of county jails. Now, these organizations could have fundraisers, dinners, have yard sales. The idea is for us as Americans, without forking into our pocket. We are generous. We don't mind forking out money as long as we're not told when to fork it out and who to fork it to. My plan is simple. Let's say the church, First Baptist Church of Greenbrier in Arkansas, where I'm at, has 3 or 4 yard sales in a year. And they make $300. Well, they don't have to put $300 into the American Debt Relief Fund. But like all organizations, they have checking accounts. The prerequisite to the American Debt Relief Fund is each organization, each entity would open up a savings account. And you have fundraisers. Now, if Mr. Smith at church wants to put into it, that's his option. That's every person's option. But if you have yard sales, dinners, fraternities at university could have flag football games for fundraisers. Anything. We're a very innovative country. We can't rely on the 535 elected officials we have in Washington, especially this year because it's a campaign year. My idea is simple. Each entity would open up a savings account at a bank, and these financial institutions should not charge a fee. So if you put $300 in there in a year's time, and you have thousands of organizations putting in December, you would make a check out to U.S. Treasury in Washington, and as long as it has that American Debt Relief Fund on it, it would go to the debt. Now, Washington talks about transparency. Having a savings account, you would get a bank statement every month. You would see anything that goes in. There should be no withdrawals. At the end of the year, some institutions, some organizations may have $1,000 or $2,000. But if we don't slam the brakes on them, make an effort, the American dream that my grandparents and parents left us will not turn into nothing but the American mess we leave for our children and grandchildren, and that's not acceptable. I have an email address, vietnamhr55@yahoo.com, all lowercase, and I'll even give the nation my phone number if they want. It's 501-581-1804. We can unload the inmates in county jails and let them clean the highways, and let them separate the aluminum and the metals that they find. And in a month's time, that jail may have $300-400. Well, in Arkansas, we have 75 counties. Just think how many county jails there are nationwide. Why should these guys be sitting there? paying to feed them, let them go out here and work, help. This is something that is a little idea, but big successes can come out of little ideas. It's an idea that I think I'm not soliciting donations. It's things that we can do. School districts have king and queen things. They could have raffles. They can have bingo at churches. They can have a number of things to raise money. And if you don't use all the money that's raised, if you just want to put so much into the American Debt Relief Fund, this is something that could, over 10, 15 years, knock. Now, Americans are very generous when we have not to do with our money what we want to do with it. Like I said, if Mr. Smith at the First Baptist Church wants to throw $1,000 into there, every month you get a bank statement. It's transparent. You hang it up on the bulletin board at church or at business or wherever. Money doesn't come out, it just goes in. Once a year, we send a check from the bank to the U.S. Treasury. It's food for thought, my fellow Americans, and I just don't want to leave my grandkids and kids in an American mess. Not like I've enjoyed the American dream given to me by my parents and my grandparents. Thank you very much.